This is the very valuable lesson that the TikTok ban should teach you. At the date of recording this video, it is before the set TikTok ban was supposed to take place. So mind you, I don't know if the ban is still in place or if it's not, but when I heard news break about this, and obviously I've seen so much interaction and conversation take place online, whether it's, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, about this situation, and especially more so coming from TikTokers, I think there's a very valuable lesson to take away from this, and that is the ability and focus to diversify. Diversification at its core. I have a very, not just one, but multiple stories in which this rings so true in my life, and I think could shed some very valuable light to a lot of you out there who maybe aren't as diversified as you should be or that you would like to be. And so I just kind of want to get into that now so your eyes can really open up to what can happen to you and your career and your work if you aren't diversified. And so I think one of the best and earliest examples of this is early on in my career as a music video director. I came up and I grew a following really quickly on YouTube, and my old YouTube channel, The Buff Nerds, which amassed over 800,000 subscribers and was garnering almost 200 million views. There was a moment in time where we couldn't drop a music video or a video and it wouldn't get 1 million views. It was just expected. And I remember there was a very memorable time where I started to make really good money off YouTube as a young kid, probably 21, 22 years old, where I remember getting the YouTube check started to climb. And I remember there was a month where I hit like $10,000 in revenue from just Google AdSense and the YouTube payout. And I remember my mom saying something about it, and I was just like, I remember having the mindset of going like, this isn't gonna last forever. Like I could just see into the future, whether it was my decision to stop or something in the world and industry changed, I'm obviously not going to be making money like this forever off YouTube. It's just not possible. One, I don't want to be, I could see myself not wanting to be 50, 60, 70 years old, making money off YouTube. There was going to be a moment in time where my career shifted, pivoted, my interests, whether I started a family and had kids and all of these things, right? There's so many variables that life can change and happen so fast. And so I just remember thinking hey, this is great. Now I'm going to continue to work on this thing, but what else can I do to set myself up, diversify, invest, start this thing? And so while I still continue to direct music videos and put videos out on YouTube, I didn't drop everything else. I didn't make that my only and sole focus. And I continued to scale that. And I remember at one moment, it was actually on Futuristic's birthday. We were shooting a music video down in San Diego. And I remember getting a notification while we were there for my wife's birthday and Futuristic's birthday that my Google YouTube payout it was just under $20,000. It's like 19,000 something. And I just remember showing my girlfriend at the time and now wife and just being like, what the fuck? And this is in the midst of obviously still directing, editing music videos, and making good money as a music video director and editor and just freelance filmmaker. And this was just kind of happening on the side. It was a really good time. It was a very lucrative and profitable time for me in my life. And then there was a moment, for those that were around during this time, they called it the adpocalypse or the YouTube apocalypse, and just so much changed overnight with the ad structure. And then a lot of my channel was music-based content, music videos and things, and just videos started getting claimed left and right. And those videos could no longer get monetized. Ads and ad dollar revenues were being pulled by brands and things. And overnight, that number was just slashed by, I want to say 80%. And so that was not my choosing. That was not my doing. That was something that was out of my control. And it just happened like that. And so fortunately enough for me at the time, I had diversified. I was able and was making money as a music video director, editor. I already had 2 of my film studios up and running. I was making money through Tropic Color, which is a company that I built that's like digital editing assets and things for editors and filmmakers. I had bought a property with a lot of that money I'd saved up, rather than buying frivolous things like clothes, watches, cars. A lot of that YouTube money I used to buy my first property, which I turned into an Airbnb, and I was making money on that property as an Airbnb. So I had diversified just the ways that I made money, invested my money, and I wasn't all in on this one thing. And I was very fortunate that, you know, when that happened, a lot of YouTubers who were strictly YouTubers, who maybe didn't have any sort of diversified endeavors or investments or businesses, struggled and were hurting. And I was able to just keep going and honestly build. It didn't hurt me too much. Obviously, it hurt to like see those numbers go way down, but I had other things around me. And I think that goes for any sort of industry. It's like, if you look at like filmmakers who are strictly just filmmakers and they make their money by showing up and being on set, whether, let's just take a DP, for example, and that's all they do. That's how they make their money, is as a commercial, narrative, music video, whatever, DP. Well, for example, when, you know, the pandemic hit and everything shut down, like, how do you continue to make money? A lot of my friends struggled hard and were dipping deep into savings. And someone like me, who had all these other endeavors and ventures and businesses, Prism, Tropic, studios, Airbnbs, rental properties, long-term investments, I was able to still keep it moving. And in the background was also working on using that time off from actual production jobs to build the next thing, which was at the time our large cinematography course, which ended up doing really well and is still helps so many people today, and has been a very lucrative investment for us. But we spent like a year during the pandemic building that out, all while still being able to make money through our other endeavors. And yeah, certain things slowed. Obviously the production jobs and money slowed, the studio stuff slowed, but we had other things. And so I think it's important to diversify. And so if you look at the TikTok ban kind of as a whole, for the people that kind of like quit their job and went all in on TikTok and like became TikTok shop people, and that's their only way to make money, like if that goes away, dude, they quit their job, they put their career on hold, they shifted careers, they threw away so much for this one thing, and for something that's like rented land, right? Like that's not something you own, it's not something you can tangibly have, and it's like there's someone else at the control and the helm of that. And yeah, it wasn't your decision to stop TikTok, someone else made that for you. And so I think it's important to diversify. But something I want to point out that's super important is that in order to diversify, you have to first find that one thing and go hard at that one thing, become very successful at that one thing, to then diversify. So for example, early on, I think a mistake that a lot of young people coming up want to do right now is they want to do everything. They see the internet makes things look so easy, right? It's like, oh, I want to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. When I came up, all I did was music videos. I made a name and a career for myself in music videos. And it was at that point where I made a bunch of money and I had a successful name and constant stream of income. And I was like, okay, what else do I want to do on the heels and on the back of that? I wasn't out the gate trying to do a bunch of things and spreading myself too thin. So I think it is important that when you're starting out, it's focus and hone in on that one thing that you really love, that you're really good at, build that up. And then once you've established like this successful base, and you've got money in the bank and you've got good, you know, business or clients that are recurring, okay, what's the next thing that I want to do? How do I take this money and vertically integrate it into what else I'm doing, or invest it or whatever? So yeah, I think it's a very valuable lesson. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people affected by this TikTok ban. And I think if anything, use it as a learning lesson to, you know, okay, moving forward in my career, I need to learn to, you know, plan better for the future and diversify. There's other instances in my life in which I could apply this diversification model to, for sure. Case in point, the film studios. If all I ever did was the film studios and I did nothing else outside of that, obviously when something like the pandemic hits or the writer strikes, those are going to heavily impact my business if I don't have anything else. And so again, just there's other instances that I could get into. I'm not going to get into that. You guys get the point. I don't want to ramble too much. These videos are just supposed to be quick and straight to the point, and teach you guys kind of from my life experiences, and give you my take on things and my input. And what I say isn't the Bible, but it's my opinion, and what I feel is true, and it's just true instances and moments that have happened in my life. And I want to try and provide as much value to you guys as possible through this channel, because of my life experiences in the film industry, entertainment, business, entrepreneurial world. So yeah, if you like this video and you found it useful in some way, drop a like, drop a comment. If you have a question, drop a comment. If you would consider subscribing, I'd love that. If you guys have any ideas for future topics and videos, drop a comment below. And yeah, I just appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember to diversify. Peace.